Okay. Well, I clicked the live stream button. Oh, that looks like we're live. Okay. Oh, we're live. We are. I had to go back to my OBS to double check. Welcome, everyone, to tonight's stream. We are in a different location than normal, and my webcam is as crappy as can be. I think this is a 720p webcam on a gaming laptop. So I apologize. On my way over, I realized I forgot my webcam, and you guys now have to suffer through that. But
Why do you have a stand?
why for this?
No.
Because it's like, you know how people hold the microphone and they seem more.
Turn on a podcast.
We should make a podcast.
No, it should.
What should we name this podcast?
Minecraft.
Okay, I gotta get YouTube loaded up on my phone for chat. Okay, there we go.
Nice.
All right, so tonight we're going to be doing some research on some SCPs. I was going to play SCP Containment Breach, but for some reason my game was acting whack. I don't know how to describe it, but it just was not working. So we're going to be doing some research on some SCPs, kind of get some inside knowledge, what type of SCPs there are. I do have this random number picker wheel, and whatever it lands on, let's spin it right now, is what we're going to read. It's what we're going to look at. I got my water in case there are any voice cracks, which there definitely won't be any because I've never ever had those. Let's just throw that right there. K502. We're jumping right into it.
Did you ever watch SCP Explained?
I'm sorry. Do you have something to say?
I'm curious to know if you've seen SCP Explained on YouTube.
SCP Explained?
It's a channel.
I don't know if I have.
They do little animation like scenarios.
That's actually pretty cool. Okay, SCP-502. Hopefully Arter joins soon. I told people I was streaming later. All right, so SCP-502 is to be secured in a, can I go full screen? Oh, yes, I can. Secured in a keypad locked steel fire cabinet in the medical suites at Redacted. The key code is to be changed on a bi-weekly basis for security reasons. Senior medical staff on site will have knowledge of the key code, as will at least 3 other on-site personnel of level 3 or higher clearance. So what is it?
Is it like Keter class?
Let's see. It was safe, actually. Was obtained from the Donovan County Coroner's Office in Troy, Kansas in 1990, redacted. Why does that matter? It's literally like a 9-year span. It was discovered by local coroner, redacted, during a routine autopsy of a Jared Thomas McIntyre.
McIntyre.
Where's the A?
It doesn't need one. MC.
Mac?
Yeah, it's McIntyre. It's like
you don't say McDonald's.
No, but you say McGregor. Conor McGregor.
Yeah, this is Kansas, not Ireland. You wouldn't get it. Okay, following his death in a motorcycle collision, SCP-502 was located in the space that should have been occupied by the deceased heart and was attached to his pulmonary and circulatory systems.
This is classified as safe?
Apparently, even though they have to change the locks on a bi-weekly basis for some reason. 502 was later retrieved by SCP agents after Redacted began circulating questions about the box. Dun dun dun. When unlabeled, 502 has the appearance of an off-white cardboard container with dimensions of blah blah blah, with a removable lid measuring blah blah blah. The thickness of the cardboard at all locations is exactly 0.1 centimeters. There are no visible seams on the corners or edges of the box or lid, nor any interior reinforcements. That's really thin. Is that 1 millimeter? Oh no, that's
what is it? 1 mm?
0.1 centimeters. So that's 1 millimeter, right? Yeah. When initially recovered, the item had the word heart written on it in cursive handwriting in what appeared to be blue ink and had holes in the sides and back that approximated the insertion points of the vena cava, aorta, and pulmonary arteries and veins, as well as internal divisions that resembled the chambers of the heart. So this is like a weird cardboard box heart sort of deal. This is wacky. When an appropriate organ name is written on the lid of SCP-502, it slowly regenerates itself into a crude approximation of that organ. If a second organ name is written on the lid, the first name written will disappear within 20 minutes, at which time rearrangement to the new configuration will begin. If all names are erased from the lid, the standard size will be adopted. If 502 is surgically implanted in a human subject while labeled as an organ and appropriately attached to the relevant organ system, it will function in a manner identical to the organ. So it's like a miracle organ.
It's a pacemaker.
Yeah, it could be, yeah. Testing has determined that SCP-502 will only function under certain circumstances. The subject to retrieve a replacement organ must be a living human and must be missing the organ before 502 is introduced to the subject's body. So, okay, interesting. If any of these conditions are not met, the replacement organ will either be rejected or not function at all. Okay, so I guess it is possible to do like a, make it as a heart if they're like doing a heart transplant.
I wonder though.
Please speak.
Think of kidneys. You have two.
Yes.
Will it function or not?
I think so. I think, isn't that one of the examples it gave? I could have sworn it said kidney somewhere.
Heart.
I-
I thought the heart was the
Well, yeah, but I think they also mentioned. I could have sworn they mentioned.
Control F.
Yeah, honestly. Kidney. Yeah. Well, we haven't gotten to this yet, but it's still. Oh, these are the different subjects that, and that they used it as kidneys. Okay. Following extensive. Wait. Yes. Following extensive testing, it has been decided that something, O5 redacted, due to SCP-502's potential life-saving capabilities, it will be kept in storage and is only to be implanted into a human in case of a life-threatening injury to any director. Whoa. Or in emergency situations with approval of any director to lower-level staff or civilians that must be kept alive temporarily to assist in SCP-related information gathering or containment. In case of 502 being used to sustain an individual other than a director, the subject is to be terminated as soon as the subject is to be terminated as soon as is feasible, and 502 is to be returned to storage. Does that mean they killed the dude? Why would they want to do that?
To me, it would be like in a life-saving procedure, they could put it in there, and then when they find another like donor, right?
Yeah.
Then you could be like, well, now we can take SCP.
Well, I thought that's what they were saying, but it seems like they killed the dude. I don't know. I might be reading that wrong.
Feasible meaning like opportune when you can.
Yes. Yes.
But like, I bet if a director is dying, they'll probably kill the guy and be like,
Sorry.
Yeah.
We need that for the guy. Okay.
which I don't have.
Well, that's 502. Let's look at pictures.
I feel like that they have multiple. Like there would be multiple of them, right? To be
Multiple types of.
like, multiple SCP-502.
Yeah, there's usually like 502A, 502B, or like -1, -2. They only have subjects for like people that have used it, which is interesting. Yeah, literally something like this. I expected like a cardboard box, not a wooden box.
Yeah, that's wooden.
So that's pretty.
It's called.
Was it wooden?
one
I
of
could have
the
sworn it was
the surrogate heart.
the surrogate heart. I could have sworn, was it wood or was it cardboard? Yeah, an off-white cardboard container.
Yeah.
I don't know how they missed that. They're a bunch of dummies. All right, next one. My guess is 800 on the dot.
3.
3?
Yeah.
Okay, whoever's closer wins.
I think we know it.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where this is going. It's like a
921.
921. They'll just avoid it completely. Oh,
Egyptian book of the dead.
Egyptian papyrus scroll. Whoa.
Euclid.
Oh no. Okay, let's read the description first, and then we'll start talking about like containment procedures. Okay, SCP-911 is a papyrus scroll of the Egyptian Book of the Dead, dating from approximately 1375 BCE. Analysis has not shown any anomalous composition of materials. When a living human makes skin contact with 911, in 90% of cases, their personality, memory, and higher brain functions, consciousness, for lack of a better term, are drawn into the scroll, leaving a body with no higher brain function. Unless kept on life support, affected subjects die of dehydration in approximately 3 days. Whoa. There is a 10% chance that contact with 911 will exchange the mind and personality of the subject making contact with that of one previously stored in the scroll. That is interesting. Personnel recovered from 911 are described in Addendum 911-1, and these subjects must be kept in Foundation custody both for study and for their own safety. So basically, if you touch this thing, you're screwed over because you're dead, or if not, you're in captivity for the rest of your life. Only D-class personnel should be used in experiments, so the lowest tier test subjects should be used for 9/11 due to the low probability of ever recovering the consciousness of the original subject. Due to the interview with subject 9/11-4, no further experimentation is to take place without O5 approval. Is that level 5 approval? I think that's what it is.
Overseer.
Well, I remember there's the key cards, and there's key card 1, 2, 3, and I think 5 is the max. Okay, I want to read subject 4. Professor Redacted documented as have been found dead while doing research on ancient languages on December 5th, 1931. Professor Redacted claims to have been sentient during his entire captivity and to have maintained his sanity through meditation and strength of will. Oh, and then there's a whole conversation. Okay. So how do they contain this thing? It is to be stored in a locked high-value item containment box. It is not to be handled with bare skin unless being used in an experiment. Researchers are warned to take extreme caution when dealing with subjects created by 9/11 due to the possibility of containment by data expunged. See addendum 9/11-2 below.
Let's go to addendum.
Do. -1 or 2?
-2.
Oh, this is the addendum. Oh, with the professor. Okay. All right. How were you captured by the object? I was researching the usage of some hieroglyphs and touched the manuscript. The next thing I knew, I was floating in an endless void. What was it like when you were? Oh, where you were. Empty, featureless, nothing to do but float. There were others, but most of them are drifting, forever asleep. Occasionally, a portal opened and some new soul drifted in. If you were awake, why couldn't you leave before you did? The portal would only open for a few seconds. Sometimes one of the sleepers would drift out by chance. They were always near it, and only one could go through. We'd have to fight through the crowd, and I guess it took years for me to make it in time. Besides, we had to avoid him. Him? The Redacted. The one who made that place. Is this like the Shadow Realm in Yu-Gi-Oh? It's just like... It's just void. He would merge with anyone he could capture. All they knew would be part of him and lost to the world. He is mad, screaming for thousands of years, nothing but screaming. He screams about the collective. He thinks it will make him God, but it will be nothing but madness. All that he learns, he screams into the void. We need a little water break here.
I read ahead.
Did you?
Yeah.
The Redacted. Why hasn't he left? He is waiting for the right time, the right body. He knows of you. He merged with one of your agents. He screams about SCPs. Now, and he must merge with SCP Redacted and SCP Redacted. The Foundation will save him. It made no sense at the time, but I understand now. There are people or things in your possession. They will make him data expunged. Don't let him out. Never let him out. Ooh, that's like... Don't do it. That's pretty crazy.
Ah, yes, I will become God.
Basically, he's like, yeah, let me just merge with these things real quick after I get out, and you guys are screwed. All right. That one's interesting. And our next one will probably be like a McDonald's burger that regenerates after eating. That's how weird these things can be.
What's the one about the... You remember what that one is? I don't think it's not.
I don't know if I've ever read that one. 11. SCP-11. I might have read this one because of how low of a number it is. Whoa, never mind. Oh, we got a picture. Okay. It is a Civil War memorial statue located in Woodstock, Vermont. The statue is the image of a young male soldier holding a musket at his side and is carved out of granite quarried within the area. Occasionally, 011 has been observed lifting its musket to the sky to fire at birds which attempt to lay or defecate on it. Reports detail that its movements produce soft grinding sounds but do not cause it any structural failure. Oddly, the gunfire is very similar to that of a standard firearm, despite observations that the item only loads granite bullets and granite powder into the musket, which is also unharmed by the firing. In spite of its efforts, some fecal matter does manage to strike 011, and it has reportedly become distressed when it has had a large amount of feces on it, on some rare occasions even firing at humans. Okay. What was this? A safe? Oh, this is safe. Okay. There is a timeline. Oh, of just like it's shooting birds. Okay, this...
Yeah, those are
Oh, maintenance brief. Probably just to keep it clean. Okay, so how... I guess it can't really be contained. SCP-11 and the surrounding area, it and the areas surrounding it are to be cleaned once every day. For safety purposes, cleaning should start at least 30 minutes after sundown. Cleaning should always be performed by at least 2 personnel who are also advised to note anything unusual about the item or the debris cleaned up. In a situation where the item cannot be cleaned for more than 2 days, local residents must be contacted and instructed not to approach the item. So this is like the same as the box. It's like it's safe until like you provoke it,
Yeah.
and then it's like I'm going to kill you.
You put
Very interesting, very interesting. Which one shall we read now? I think 213. I think 213. If it is, I am going to end the stream.
I think 400. And
400 minus
I think it's
95. 3. Oh wow, buddy. Good job. 305. This is going to be I'm thinking car. A rock formation. Okay, where is it? Description. SCP-305 is a rock formation of approximately humanoid size and shape. Remote recordings of 305 show that it remains stationary at all times, even when interacting with human subjects. When viewed by a sentient observer, 305 appears to be a mobile, animate humanoid of indeterminate sex. The manifestation is formed of cracked rock similar to 305's physical form, and while it is faceless, subjects report that the cracks all over 305's surface begin to resemble human lips and ears as it moves. Interesting. Human subjects who make visual contact with this manifestation hear whispering voices, although recording equipment in the area picks up nothing, and the phenomenon is observed even in subjects who are deaf from birth. Whoa. 305 will initially integrate itself with the subject by whispering compliments. During this phase, the subject experiences feelings of friendliness and trust towards 305. These sensations seem unrelated to the actual content of the compliments, which range from off to nonsensical and disturbing. A short list of reported compliments includes, "You have beautiful eye sockets. Redacted every one of your fingers. Your neck appears unusually flexible." Oh, this is like, oh my gosh, I always forget the stupid rock. Is it SCP-96?
Oh.
The one that snaps your neck, made of granite. It sounds just like this. It's like rock, and it sounds like it'll kill you the moment it gets to you. Oh, it is a Euclid, so we're kind of.
It merges with the people, doesn't it? That's what it says.
Well, it said something about merging. Yeah, what was that? Oh, I see the word frontal lobotomy. Oh yeah, where did it say? Yeah.
Is observed. Will initially ingratiate itself with the subject.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ingratiate, which is not.
Terraria, how's it going? Thank you for tuning in. Let's see. Oh, in the second phase, the subject begins to hear many voices emanating from SCP-305. At this point, the whispers become critical, attempting to insult the subject or undermine the subject's self-esteem, especially by playing on the subject's guilty conscience. So it can also read the mind. Versus, it can read the mind as well as just compliment you. Like the compliments, these insults make little sense when recounted, but have a profound psychological effect, driving the subject to suicide before the final phase in 20% of the cases. If the subject is removed from 305's presence during phase 2, the subject will hallucinate that these insults are emanating from mouth-like cracks that appear to form on the ground, walls, and ceiling. Whoa, yeah. So if you get put in a room, then the walls will start cracking and you'll start hearing whispers. So you're screwed. In the third and final phase, the voice will abruptly stop. 2 to 10 hours from this cessation of hallucinations, 305's humanoid manifestation will appear and kill the subject. Causes of death are varied, but include severe cardiac infarct. Well, they said infarct. Muscle spasm leading to severing of the spinal column, diaphragm paralysis, and redacted. Okay. A subject who dies of any cause after the beginning of the second phase, data expunged, followed by the emergence of an instance of 305-1 from the corpse. 305-1 are humanoids slightly smaller than 305 itself. So it's like cell minions. 305-1 seem to be made of a smooth, hard white substance, and the lips and mouths of their surfaces are extremely lifelike. 305-1 have the same abilities as 305, and although they are created from a very short range of 2 meters, this range increases exponentially over time. 305-1 move at 30 kilometers an hour and seem naturally drawn in a direct line toward the nearest densely populated area, presumably in an attempt to further propagate themselves. 305-1 are highly resistant to bullets and cutting weapons. Elimination teams must be equipped with heavy ballistics and explosives. Yeah, that sounds about right. All right. Let's see how this thing is stored. Is presently immobile. Site 305 has been constructed around its present location, a wooden canyon near Redacted, and is staffed by at least 7 personnel who have prior experience with 305 and proved resistant to its effects. Resistant? That's interesting. Does it only, I guess it only affects a certain amount of people. Yeah. The remainder of the station crew should be rotated on a weekly basis. 305's effects grow weaker if human subjects are exposed to it for extended periods of time. Therefore, a resistant subject must be exposed to it for at least 3 hours daily. Okay, so wait, it can get... Okay, so it can get, like, overwhelmed.
Yeah.
If it... Well, that's interesting. I don't know if I've heard of an SCP getting overwhelmed like that. You know what? For this one, let's look at some pictures. Yeah, that's pretty much what I expected it to be, like this rock thing. 305-1. Little... Oh, there's not much.
What is that one with all the different...
This one? Oh, this thing? Oh, this is SCP-513. This is not someone totally different. I don't know why it's shown someone different. Okay. On to the next. We shall read SCP 189. I'm thinking it's a car. I'm still on that.
It'll be a bathtub.
Yeah. Okay. Is my voice going to be gone by the time we finish? Okay. SCP-189 is a species of parasitic roundworm capable of infesting any mammalian life form. Infection most commonly occurs as a result of direct skin contact with one or more egg sacs. Very nice. These egg sacs are covered with microscopic hooks similar to those on the cuticles of some species of nematode, which anchor the sacs to the skin's surface. Contact with sebum then prompts the eggs inside to hatch, at which time the larvae seek out and burrow into one or more nearby hair follicles. Once inside the follicle, the larva attaches itself at the base of the papilla and begins feeding off the capillaries supplying the papilla. Over the course of 2 to 3 days, the larva grows larger and develops into an adult. When it has fully matured, the new adult detaches from the papilla, severs the hair fiber from the root, and almost fully envelops the papilla and hair matrix. From this point forward, the worm feeds on the cells shed by the hair matrix, which would normally form the hair fiber, and begin to grow longer. So this is like a... What the heck is this? This is like a roundworm that eats hair and then proceeds to act like hair? I gotta read this. Adult 189 specimens grow only in length, extruding a tail which incorporates some of the pigments and keratin from the cells they consume into an outer cuticle. This, combined with the fact that the diameter of a specimen's tail is usually similar to that of the hair that would normally grow on the host follicle, causes 189 to be visually indistinguishable from a normal hair except upon microscopic inspection. I knew it. I literally guessed that perfectly. However, some specimens will occasionally flex, coil and uncoil, and or lash their tail, particularly in response to tactile stimulation. The reason for this behavior is not currently understood, nor is why only some individuals behave in this fashion, though it has been proposed that data expunged. Okay, this is one of those like weird, parasites that take over a part of the body and then proceed to like act like it. It's weird. Arter, welcome. You fell asleep? You look like you're in an empty classroom. I'm in a man cave. I'm hanging out with my family, and I decided to stream. So here we are. Like, I forgot my webcam. I don't have the best lighting, and we're making the most of it. That's for sure. Okay, back to it. As with many other species of roundworms, SCP-189 is, I know this word, I just don't know how to say it, hermaphroditic, with both sets of genitalia contained in the head, the portion enveloping the papilla and hair matrix. Fertilized eggs are produced in groups of 1 to 3 and enveloped in a protective egg sac, which is then incorporated into the growing tail. Egg sacs grow their microscopic hooks, and the eggs typically mature by the time the portion of the tail containing them has extended approximately 1 millimeter beyond the surface of the host's skin. Once fully developed, the egg sac passes to the exterior of the organism's tail, becoming loosely embedded in its cuticle. At this point, if the egg sac is brought into contact with a suitable host surface, including the skin of the current host, it attaches to the surface and is pulled free from its parent. This is the primary method 189 uses both to infect new hosts and to further infest the current host. So, reminder, this isn't just humans. This is, I think it said all mammalian. Yes, any mammalian life form. Okay. They just think today I'm going to write about a worm that acts like a hare. Dude, SCPs are so random. We need to we should know this by now. They're so weird. Okay. The tail of an adult specimen of 189 is no more durable than normal hair, and its head no more strongly attached to the host follicle. The tail can be cut or broken, or the entire organism pulled out by any method that would similarly affect hair. Severed sections of an adult's tail can grow a new head and regenerate into a separate individual, but only if they can attach to a suitable host. The death of a follicle infested by an adult SCP-189 causes that individual to detach from its host. Without a host, 189 dies within 1 to 6 hours. Mature eggs can remain viable for up to redacted years after the death of their parent. And as such, even dead adults can present a risk of infestation. When an infected host dies, any surviving adult specimens of 189 continue to feed and grow, eventually burrowing into the host tissues. Once decay begins, however, the specimen is killed by the toxins produced. So, look at this nice license plate. Isn't this beautiful? What does this look like on camera? Yeah, look at that. Just, what was I going to say? So this is basically hair. And the only way you can tell it's not is if you like touch it and some hair gets stimulated, it goes. So yeah. I'm technically in the kitchen area. If you were to look this way, that would be the door. Over there is the bed. Over here is the projector and the couch. So yeah. I guess here, I can move my webcam a little bit and you can look around a little bit. Let me move that back. What does that look like on screen? That's not too bad. Okay, I just got to center it again. All right. You know what? I don't care to read how to store it. I'm going to be honest. What does it look like? Yeah.
A ringworm.
Yeah. Hair imitating parasite. Imitatus Harris.
What if you're bald?
We don't talk about that. Whoa, Bob. Nice. Yeah, nice head of hair. All right. We are now 9:33. An innocuous roll of duct tape. Oh, wait. Oh, there's more than one type. 933-1 appears to be an innocuous roll of duct tape. Attempts to enroll it by non-affected personnel have proved ineffective. 933-2 appears to be a man in a cloak who has absolutely no facial features. All affected subjects bear the same condition, but the rest of their bodies appear as they did before their incidents. How the
read before?
What the did I skip ahead? No, because that's how you store them. This is the description of what they are. What the heck how did we go from a roll of duct tape to a dude with no face?
Oh, I see it. Okay, I get it. Never mind.
Okay,
Yeah.
while all affected subjects have identical behavior to 93302, none of them possesses ah, its formidable strength or resilience. Affected subjects have been terminated with no more force than it would take to kill an ordinary person. During incident 933-4, 933-2 sustained 57 bullet wounds before collapsing, which it healed from over the following 238 days. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what I'm reading. Are they like attacking each other?
Just read.
I'm reading it.
Read.
This makes no sense.
Cool.
While in possession of 933-1, 933-2 will attempt to pin anyone it can perceive, going after the closest targets first. Once SCP-933-2 has pinned a subject, it will unroll 933-1 and place it over the subject's eyes, ears, nose, or mouth with no preference. It will then remove 933-1, completely removing that facial feature. Autopsies have shown that the amount of damage is considerable, with the affected feature being completely filled in with flesh and bone. 933-2 will continue to do this until it has stopped or all facial features are removed, at which point the subject is to be treated the same as the other affected subjects. Whoa. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
So you know in the episode of SpongeBob when they take all that fur from Sandy and it's
Yes.
the duct tape?
Literally
Yeah,
that.
that's just
They make their own suits just who you calling Pinhead? Subjects affected by SCP-933-1 will experience a strong compulsion to acquire 933-1. This compulsion is augmented by an unexplained mechanism allowing them to locate 933-1 at long distances. For reasons unknown, 933-2 has shown that it is unable to perceive living things that are within 1 meter of a 100 lumen light source. This range increases with the brightness of the light source.
So you just flash them and be like,
Okay, so if we want to be super technical, how does that relate to the sun? Because the sun is like crazy bright. But I guess the radius might not be big enough.
well, within 1 meter of 100 lumens.
So I bet the sun isn't bright enough to how big it is or how far away it is from Earth.
It's nocturnal.
That too. 933-2 has never directly harmed any personnel, preferring to destroy their weapons and make them. Oh, and then make use of 933-1. Okay, so it doesn't kill anyone without the duct tape. Interesting. Arter, I forgot to comment on your message. Yes, I will be careful when I'm looking at SCP images because you don't know. Wait, how does we switch from duct tape? Bless you to a face. Oh, I'm like, what? Yes, I did sneeze. Do I have safe search on?
I hope not.
I don't know. How do you check? What is?
It'll be under settings, I think.
Dude, this is literally Slenderman, but duct tape. Ah, yes, duct tape. Redacted, yeah. Okay, that
Interesting.
wild. That's a pretty cool one. I still think the Dead Scroll, Egyptian papyrus scroll, I think that was pretty gnarly.
Watch out, he comes for you.
All right, next one is 945. What the heck's up with these 900s? 945. Description 945 is a rough wooden Egyptian, Shawabti box dating from approximately 1500 to 1300 BCE. Currently holding 186 clay Shawabti figures, which have been recently sculpted. Designated SCP 945-2. Oh, 945-187. That makes sense. When the Foundation became aware of SCP-945, there was only a single ancient figurine within the box, 945-1. In addition to the obvious age of 945-1, it is distinct for being the only figure that bears any inscriptions, as the box was originally designed to hold a full set of 401 figurines. It is theorized that some of the originals may still exist outside of containment. Well, let's do a tad bit of research here. Let's copy and paste and search. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is kind of what I expected. Shawabti. One of these like sarcophagus type, not statues,
Doll.
dolls. Yeah,
There you go.
honestly, dolls. Let's see. Here we go. The inscriptions on 945 and 945-1 are invocations to call the Shawabti figures forth to do the labor of deceased individuals. It was previously believed that these phrases must be read aloud to activate 945. However, the box and figurines within have since demonstrated their ability to act on their own in regards to any person who has come in contact with them.
But it's of the deceased. So
Yeah, that does make sense. After an individual who has previous contact with 945 passes away, 945-1 will vanish. Oh, within the next 24 hours, a crude clay replica of the deceased individual will manifest within a 1-mile radius of 945. The replica tends to appear near 945 or in the former living area of the deceased individual. The replica will manifest by stepping out of an approximate let me read that again. The replica will manifest by stepping out of an appropriately sized flat surface, usually on a wall or closed door. Replicas have been observed traveling from one location to another by stepping into a wall and remanifesting elsewhere.
So like watch.
Dude, this is how some SCPs are. It's like, yeah, there's this box, but if you open this box, a black hole forms. It's just like, what the If any other applicable individuals pass away, the initial replica will begin sculpting new Shawabti figurines to place inside 945. Once the new figurines have been placed in the box, clay replicas of other individuals will manifest. The replicas will display the basic properties of the deceased individuals they are based upon. They have memories and knowledge relevant to the profession of the individual and the basic physical capabilities required to perform their tasks. Although they can speak, see, hear, and smell, their facial features are inanimate. The figurines are not anatomically correct, but prefer to wear the clothes or work uniform of the deceased. A replica will go about the daily business of the deceased, giving priority to any unfinished work left behind at the time of death. If accosted, the replica will respond in a polite manner and insist that it will be allowed to complete its task so that the deceased may rest comfortably in the next world. When supervised, replicas will behave passively, although they will follow orders and use violence within the course of their duty as applicable. Their performance has been described as adequate. Although they feel no pain, they are merely dried clay and can be destroyed with appropriate force or by breaking their corresponding Shawabti. If the first replica is destroyed, 945-1 will reappear inside 945 until it activates again. Okay, wait, let's break this down. So if someone dies after handling the figurine, then a new figurine will be found within a mile of the box. And if it's placed in the box, then something is made and it acts like the dead person for a little bit, or does that... Okay, I got to reread this because... Yeah, okay, I was right. Once the new figurines have been placed in the box, clay replicas of the other individuals will manifest. So then, like, if I died near the box, found this Shawabti, put that Shawabti in the box, then a replica of me made of clay would form and would finish any of my unfinished business.
Yeah.
And then it would just go back in the box, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Huh.
Shawabti.
Is that like an actual thing? Like, is that what Shawabtis like are?
No.
Let's look it up. Shawabtis was a funerary figurine used in ancient Egyptian funerary practices. Let's just Shawabti definition and meaning. Figurine placed in the ancient Egyptian tomb to serve as a slave for the soul or as a substitute for the soul in performing forced labor. Okay, so this...
So it is what it is.
Yeah. Huh. So this is like one of the most realistic SCPs.
Yeah, it's just it does its duty according to each like Egyptian history, and
Huh.
then it just
That's pretty sick. I think that's really cool. That might be one of my new favorite ones.
it does what they do.
That's cool.
This is the
It's like, hey, let me just let me help you out here. Let me just... Oh, you didn't do the dishes? I'll go do those for you.
Mom.
Well,
Dad,
this is one of the
back
first
to the dishes.
SCPs where it's like, hey, I'm going to help you out. It's not like
Well, like they said, it can be used for violence depending on what it feels like.
well, I think that's like if someone's stopping them for, like if for some reason some dude broke into my house and threatened.
They'll be cordial with it.
Well, it's like if they're doing the dishes and this dude breaks in and wants to kill me, they'll attack the dude.
Oh,
I like,
think so?
well,
Well, to me, it's like, well, I died. I was contacted with this. I'm a murderer. I didn't kill this one subject. And then they go out and
yeah. Okay, 474. I swear we're in the 400s and 700s today. Okay, Euclid. Of course. You know what? We're going back. I did not. I assume last SCP was safe. Euclid. What makes an Arter? If you're, what makes an SCP a Euclid? Why is that? Is it any SCP that can cause harm? I would have thought Euclids are like dangerous, like do not go near. That was my understanding. I could be wrong. It depends on the level of how hard it is to contact. Or did you say contain? Oh, you said contain. That makes sense. Because some SCPs are like, yeah, I'm just going to walk through every single protection that you put against me. That makes sense. Because there's Euclid, safe. Isn't there a third one? I'm pretty sure there's a third one. Please tell me. All right, 474. Denominates pills produced for non-medicinal purposes by Alex Silva University in apparent collaboration with the Oneiroi Collective. Each occurrence of 474 is blue, and analysis has shown it to be chemically identical to generic sugar-based placebo pills. When ingested, 474 will affect the consumer until the next time they enter REM sleep. Audio broadcast from Alex Silva University will begin playing through their mouths. Weird. Consisting of station breaks and notes associated with the campus's radio station. This spoken word programming will be in the subject's native language, with mute subjects mouthing words and DHH individuals enunciating as they would attempting speech normally. Although music is frequently referenced, it has not been broadcast audibly. Affected individuals who remember their dreams will report them as having a heavy musical theme. Dreamers, even musicians, have been unable to replicate the sounds they heard, but have universally described it as some variation of trippy. The speaker within Alex Silva appears to have some connection with the individuals they broadcast through, as multiple subjects tuned into the station in their dreams will have identical muscle contractions and eye movement while being affected. 474 was discovered after a local broadcast news station in Redacted aired a story about a drug craze at a local community college campus. 65 instances, I keep bumping this, of 474 were recovered from various members of the student body. Since then, approximately 50 caches of 474 are recovered annually from various college and university campuses in North Africa, North America, Europe, Eurasia, Oceania, and Australia. Foundation personnel working on 474 will receive recruitment literature from Alex Silva University in their dreams. Are to report to their supervisors immediately upon waking. Whoa. A safe class can still kill you? What? Do you have an example of that? One that I would know? Is it? I feel like there is one, and I'm trying to remember what it is. Also, I apologize if I bumped this. It's not the most stable. It's like one of these like swing out table things. So if you see my webcam bumping, now you know why. Okay, yeah, literally these like blue pills. They're like sugar pills. So, okay, 474. It's like a sugar pill that makes people. Yeah, it's like a sugar placebo pill, but it makes people start playing a university broadcast station through their mouth. Yeah, it's really weird but cool. So okay, Arter, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's Euclid because it's like, hey, we can't just put it in a box. It's like it's always being found at these raves or these student body gatherings. It's not because it can kill them, but because it's hard to contain. That makes sense. All right. All right, who are we going for next? And safe is pretty self-explanatory. Yes. 674. Oh, we're only going up 200. Yeah, here we go. Safe class. Here we go. Description. Oh man. 674 is a zapper light gun peripheral for the Nintendo Entertainment System, consistent with other models that were bundled with the NES in North America after 1985. 674 displays typical wear and tear of some indication that previous owners tried to pry the casing open unsuccessfully. Let's stop there. Nintendo Zapper. Was it light gun? Yep, that's exactly what I thought it was. This is for like the stupid bird hunt game. I think that's one of them. Right? I think so. Anyways, back at it. The device is not indestructible. Oh, it is not indestructible and has responded to stress tests as expected. Disassembling and reassembling the device has revealed no anomalous parts or internal tampering. Cleaning and maintaining of its parts appears to have improved its accuracy, but has not removed a blind spot that begins on the extreme right side of any screen it is aimed at. When 674 is aimed and fired at any video screen, the user perceives that he or she has fired a shot into the displayed scene. Any physical object within the scene, whether live or previously recorded, will react appropriately in context. People who are shot will appear to die or be wounded, and other people in the scene will duck, take cover, or flee off camera. It must be noted that this will not correspond with the reality outside of the video, and no one beyond the user of 674 will perceive the change. Results will vary depending on the context of the video. Fictional characters in a television show will react consistently within the established parameters of their setting, while firing into news reports or documentaries will produce a realistic reaction. Therefore, shooting at an actor in an interview will produce a different result than shooting at the same actor who is currently portraying an invincible cyborg in a science fiction movie. Dude, this is weird. This is like a. I don't. I'm trying to think of like another comparison, but it's like it's a gun that affects any sort of like video form, both live and past. So like if we were playing Back to the Future 3, just playing it, and I shot it, the characters in the movie would react to being shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or if it was like a live broadcast, I'd shoot it like it's.
It would kill.
I don't think so, but they would like react. Or I think it say it would react to them being shot, but it doesn't say it would kill them. Oh, people who are shot will appear to die or be wounded. Or they might duck, take cover, or flee. That's really interesting. Animated cartoons can also be affected, although cartoon logic produces wildly unpredictable results, ranging from causing a character to momentarily be obscured by a puff of smoke and be covered with soot afterward to data expunged. The most notable result of the use of 674 is that it is permanent and can lead to very unusual experiences for the viewer. Permanent. Interesting. If a subject uses the device to shoot a character in a television series, they will forever perceive that they have changed the continuity of the series. A character will remain wounded or dead, and other characters will respond in context. Whoa. They will continue even if 674 is only used once and the viewer is never exposed to it again. At a certain threshold, fictional characters will begin to make broadly expositional statements to each other or through the fourth wall regarding the actions of the viewer, potentially divulging sensitive information. Whoa. What in tarnation is this? Dude, what? I thought this was kind of like I used the Back to the Future example, like shooting the gun at a random character. I thought if you had turned off the movie or whatever and then like started playing it again, it would just be back to normal. But it seems like once you do this, it just starts a whole nother path. Like, uh, I know there's a timeline. It starts this whole new timeline of a thing. And apparently, if you do it enough, the people call you out. They're like, "Hey, stop!" They're like, we know what you're doing," and it might even, what did it say? Uh, Potentially divulging sensitive information. That's interesting. Jeremiah, what are you saying? Let me see. I think I might have an aggressive skin condition, so I can kill Ring Girl. I apologize for not knowing at all what that means, and if that was a joke, I am sorry for not getting it. Speaking of skin diseases, I guarantee this next SCP will have something about it. SCP 193. 453. What is up with, we're in the 400s and 600s. What was it, 453? Okay. Literally, I speak and then I forget. Whoa. A nightclub in Italy. Interesting. Let's make sure to look this one up on Google Images after. Okay, 453 is a nightclub located in redacted Italy, currently owned and operated entirely by Foundation personnel. Whoa. Every night, an apparently random assortment of civilians from redacted and adjoining municipalities arrive at the club, although the night invariably begins identically to any other club. Over the course of the night, the civilians present fall into roles in one of redacted, currently documented sequences of events. Over the course of the evening, generally according to script, civilians will depart the club and return home, maintaining only partial memories of the night. All surviving civilians depart before 0400 every night. Interesting. 453 has existed in its current location for as long as Foundation records exist. Archaeological evidence suggests a wealthy Roman senator, known for extravagant nightly parties, had a villa in the location as early as redacted BCE. The Foundation has had possession of the site since redacted. On several occasions, the building has been torn down or destroyed. Outdoor parties continue to persist nightly at the site. When the site itself is rendered inaccessible, civilian partygoers will gather as near as possible to the site and begin an impromptu street party. This party rapidly devolves into a riot. The club in its current configuration was designed and built entirely according to Foundation specifications. All core construction materials are SCP containment grade to limit damage due to the more violent scripts. Dr. Moriglione has observed that the building has shown some self-mutational ability. Of particular note has been the gradual shift of the location of the secure locker containing suppression weaponry for staff use. Interesting. It has moved closer and closer to the men's washroom. At this time, it remains in the secure staff section. Other sections of the building have slowly moved and changed in similar ways. A complete log of known scripts is attached as document 453-1. The selection of a script appears to be semi-random, although various stimuli will encourage particular scripts to occur. The silver harlequins have only been observed when more than 15 club attendees are over the age of 60. Huh. Please note that while script logs detail pertinent events, all events in the club, aside from staff actions, become scripted at around 2100 hours. Participants begin speaking in Latin while engaged in script. Although music, dance styles, alcohol, etc. remain modern, complete logs of all recorded actions, lines, and requests from each script are available on request from Dr. Moriglione. In its current configuration, 453 has shown preference for 3 scripts in particular. These three account for roughly 80% of the scripts seen and represent a good cross-section of the general types of scripts SCP-453 is capable of. These scripts follow listed in order of frequency. Okay, so we got the cheating wife, the senator's visit, and the plurality cult. Huh. Well, I'm not going to read all those because that's a lot. But this is a weird one. So this is kind of like the Foundation's own personal nightclub. And everyone just like hangs out and goes. It doesn't seem It doesn't seem too crazy of a thing. Doesn't sound like anyone dies from it. Weird. That is weird. But not that might be close to a normal one for us. 631. Again, we're sticking with the 400s and 600s. How long have we been going? Oh, I guess I can check on my thing. 55 minutes. All right. Oh, wrong thing. 453. Let's finish off with this one. We'll hit the hour mark perfectly. 453. Full screen here. Wait, hello? No, that's wrong. Wrong. 631. Silly me. Something about a crustacean. Keter. That's what it is. Isn't Keter like really bad? Arter? Isn't Keter like hard to contain and it will like kill everyone? I'm pretty sure that's Keter. Okay, 631 is a species of large predatory organism with a vaguely crustacean appearance. They possess a wing morphology consistent with the order Chiroptera and a reptilian tail terminating in a venomous stinger. This tail also contains the majority of the organism's reproductive systems. Mature instances of 631 are roughly 135 centimeters in length and 42 kilograms in mass. 631 appear to be genderless. 631 are rendered imperceptible in the visual spectrum when exposed to sunlight. Whoa. The mechanism for this remains unidentified. However, testing has revealed that this response is triggered by heightened levels of, I can say this, cholecalciferol. Cholecalciferol, of course. Vitamin D3 in the organism's bloodstream. 631 remain detectable by their heat signature. Because of this, it is known that they remain almost entirely airborne during daylight hours. Whoa. Okay. 631 do not sleep and remain active at night. Furthermore, they demonstrate distress or panic in response to low light environments. This reaction worsens in intensity over time, and it appears can only be alleviated by immediate feeding or exposure to daylight. The organism will subsequently locate the nearest isolated sleeping human and impale the victim's throat with its stinger. Following the injection of its paralytic venom, 631 will remain in this position for 2 to 3 minutes while the victim expires. Then it will quickly consume the victim's internal organs, replacing them with fertilized eggs produced via its tail. 10 to 15 minutes following the reproductive act, the original instance of 631 will expire, its body putrefying rapidly. The eggs require approximately 1 hour to hatch, at which point the newborn 631 will consume the remainder of the victim's body. After their post-birth feeding, the instances will retreat to secluded locations and begin their growth period, during which they are inactive. Immature 631 develop at an extremely accelerated rate, reaching their adult size within roughly 4 hours. Due to these factors, the lifespan of 631 can be as short as 24 hours. Observation of 631's behavior have revealed that they do not eat during daylight and will only prey upon sleeping and isolated human beings. In the absence of subsistence, 631 are capable of surviving on average for 30 days. Wow. Okay. Ooh. That's interesting. Let's lean back here and just pretty average animal. Yeah, this is just a normal day. You know those bugs you see sometimes in your house? It's just one of these guys. SCP-631. Okay. Before we go, let me put my mic down here for a second. Oh my gosh. I want to look at SCP, what's the word? Levels of danger. Here we are. Threat levels. Read 173 to finish it off. I guess. This isn't exactly what I'm looking for, but white, blue, green, yellow, orange, red, black, undetermined. Well, we'll figure out the other stuff later. What was it SCP-173? Let's do this. Euclid. Moved to Site 19, 1993. Origin. Whoa, this is short. Holy crap. Origin is as of yet unknown. It is constructed from concrete and rebar with traces of Krylon brand spray paint. Wait, am I stupid? Oh, this is 173. Oh my gosh, I thought it was 93. I thought this SCP was 93. Okay. Oh yes, the tried and true. The object cannot move while within a direct line of sight. Line of sight must not be broken at any time with 173. Personnel assigned to enter container are instructed to alert one another before blinking. Object is reported to attack by snapping the neck at the base of the skull or by strangulation. In the event of an attack, personnel are to observe Class 4 hazardous object containment procedures. Personnel reports sound of scraping stone originating from within the container when no one is present inside. This is considered normal, and any change in this behavior should be reported to the acting HMCL, supervisor on duty. The reddish-brown substance on the floor is a combination of feces and blood. Origin of these materials is unknown. The enclosure must be cleaned on a bi-weekly basis. 173, our tried and true. Our tried and true. Arter wanted me to finish off on 173. The RuneScape pizza. Yeah, look at ya. Funny, funny. RuneScape pizza. I'm telling you, look at that. It's so spot on. All right. This is going to be a little trippy. You guys are going to see like an infinite thing of me for the last little bit. Shouldn't be too crazy. Okay. That is going to be it for tonight. Sadly, we weren't able to play SCP Containment Breach, mainly because I didn't have a second monitor, and also because my game was really acting weird. Like, I couldn't press any buttons, and the buttons that were present, what was written in the boxes was not correct. I don't know what the heck happened. So I need to look at that again. But we will be playing this in the near future. Going to see if we can make some progress. We need to find that machine again. Arter, I know what I know you know what I'm talking about. That machine where you can put the thing in one side, you can turn that knob, and then you can get something out in the other side. We need to find that again. I think we only found it once. So hopefully we will find that. I don't want to promise it'll be next stream, but I don't see why it wouldn't be. Yes, check what SCP that is. Maybe there's a little guide I can try and find to help us out. It is 914. Oh man. That is like the key to winning, because that's how we get the master card. That's how we get the highest level clearance card. My channel quote should be whoosh. Whoosh. Honestly, I was thinking about doing that for some merch. I think that'd be so funny. Or do some sort of like an animation. I think that'd be really cool. I'll look into it. Okay. Well, with that being said, that is going to be it for tonight's stream. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed something a little bit different. Not playing a game, but doing a little bit of research for a game that we're enjoying. Arter, yes, that is also a good idea. Doing good will do you good. Wait. The stupid thing always. Doing good will do you good if you do good. I don't know what I'm saying. Let me do a heart. You know what? Oh, I can't pin that. Okay, my thing's acting weird. I would pin that if I could. All right. Again, thank you everyone for tuning in. Potentially SCP stream next time. We shall see. I gotta like, because I have my stream deck here to change my scene. I gotta do this with one hand. Ready? Goodbye, everyone. Whoosh.